motivation behind this whole project is a deep love of reggae music and a love of the First Nations community and people that I've grown to become involved with, and also a love of Midnight Oil. I grew up listening to the album 10 to 1. I was quite fascinated by their sound. It was very alien to me, and through the 80s when there was Madonna and Cyndi Lauper and all that other stuff. And then here's some Australian guys that are just singing about issues that, you know, quite important.
We don't serve your country, don't serve your king. White men listen to the songs we sing. White men came, took everything.
Trying to mould the sound of Midnight Oil, which is pretty much like progressive, like rock sound, uniquely Australian, into a reggae style was quite tricky. Some songs sort of fell into place quite easy, and other songs we had to put a whole lot of thought into, just like grabbing some of the elements of what reggae music is, like where the bass sits and the drop of the drums is like reggae drums is almost dropping on the opposite side to what rock is, and then the guitar is more of a rhythmic feature than the colouring feature of say Western progressive music.
Protection, don't need your hand. Keep your promise on where we stand. We will listen, we'll understand. Yeah.
I love reggae music. It's just, I think it's my Polynesian roots, where there's harmonies, the rhythms and the bass all drops like in a really nice, musically it just feels right. But also just the whole sentiment, and it's music for the people. I feel like a lot of reggae music has uplifted the people. Midnight Oil's albums seem to be talking about worldly issues like the First Nations mistreatment, stolen lands and stolen children, lots of atrocities throughout the history of the world, and Midnight Oil just sing so tough about it. Yeah, The Dead Heart is quite a powerful track. We got Emma Donovan to sing that one because she's been singing that one for a while with the Black Armband. She got the chorus translated into her language and then repeats it, and it becomes a bit of a mantra at the end. She's got an amazing voice. She's got that raw gospel thing to her voice and just the richness that she brought some heavy soul to the song. Some of the other artists that we've got on, we've got a guy named David Leha, and he's known out in the world of music as Radical Son. Quite a powerful person, and he sings the song Short Memory. Does an amazing version of that.
Conquistador of Mexico, the Zulu and the Navajo, the Belgians in the Congo, short memory.
The wonderful Katie Noonan, and I drum with her with Katie Noonan and the Captains. So I talked to her about the project a while back, and she was like, I'd love to be part of that. And so I asked her, you know, what song she'd like to sing, and she instantly said Power and the Passion. I love that song. We got a guy that I grew up with that probably a lot of people know as Alex Lloyd, and he sings Armistice Day, and he's also done a version of that back in the day for Triple J for Like a Version. So he already had that one down pat. We've got King Tide's Tony Hughes singing King of the Mountain, of course. And also we've got Tina Harrod singing Put Down That Weapon. And then we've got Frank Yamma, also with Pat Powell, singing a duet together on Beds Are Burning.
How can we dance where the world is turning? How can we sleep while our beds are burning?
And also Pat Powell does a version of Read About It, which also features the Stiff Gins, and Truganini is the song that I sing. The charity that we've partnered up with the album is called the Indigenous Literacy Foundation. They basically go out and service outback communities with books, facilities to write books, access to publishing, and also inspire the communities to restore their language. Once language is lost, there goes a whole history of their tribal stories and wisdom and folklore.
There's a road train going nowhere. Lines are crossed, lines are down. We'll be staying at the Roman bar till that monsoon passes by.
Wow, working with Mad Professor was a dream. Ever since I've been into reggae, I've heard about Mad Professor and then sort of followed his sort of journey and his history. He's done so much, and he's just a wealth of knowledge, like through just being literally a mad professor of, engineering. And so basically his studio is just full of antique, vintage, old valve analog gear, and then he's progressed into the digital age. And he's just one person that's not afraid to just take some gear and just work it out, pull it apart, and just get right involved in it, and then try and push it like sonically. He just knows his gear so well, and he knows reggae music so well. It was just him pulling up the tracks and just mixing away, as if he's a musician, part of the band. So he'll pull up the tracks and then just get all the balances set and then mix it live. So yeah, working with him was very exciting. Got to hang out with him for a couple of weeks in London, and he mixed the whole album. It's beautiful.
To the top of the mountain.
Hopefully the appreciation of the album for, I guess, kids that didn't grow up listening to the Oils might lead them back to listening to how powerful this band was. Hopefully we can go and visit some outback communities and do a tour throughout Australia, like the Oils did back in the day with the Warumpi band, and where they just went right in there and met communities. Diesel and Duff.
I will follow you.